I can't keep letting shit slide. Thought that I would change, but I'm the same guy. Blamed it on my youth, but I know I've had time. And when it comes to you and I, all that I ever did was tell lies.
I was gonna make this like a silent morning, but then I thought about all the subtitles I would have to add in. Anyway, just to show you, I take out my clothes at night and like put them on one side because in the morning I don't really have much time, which you would think I do because I'm making this video very leisurely. It's currently 6:30 and I need to leave in 20 minutes and it's raining outside. Boo.
Girls said I'm entertained. I can't keep letting shit slide. Thought that I would change, but
SPF always even. Dark outside. Because it won't be dark when we do. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
these are my confessions. Couldn't say it to you, so that's why I booked the session. The company I kept and I slept with kept me from being all alone with my reflection. Trust me now, I know that you a blessing. All these white lies are growing to life size. I don't wanna look, but I know it's the right time. You don't wanna split, but you know it's a bright side. If you got a feeling like mine, sing it like I can't keep letting shit slide, slide, slide. Thought that I would change, but and when it comes to you and I, all that
Good morning.
Oh Lord, just made another one. Oh Lord, just made another one.
Just drove past the O2 Academy. The Wallows are playing today. I didn't know. I mean, it's probably a good thing that I didn't know because then I probably would have wanted to go. And I think I'm coming to the realization that I shouldn't be going everywhere. Need to be just a little bit more selective, you know? I'm going home now, but I'm re-listening because I re-listened to the Sweet Bobby podcast. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I did. And now I'm like, oh, let me re-listen to another podcast that I really liked, which was the Serial podcast, which is about the Adnan Saeed case. And I like the season 1 of it, by the way, I'm talking about. So now I'm re-listening to that, and I'm on episode 3, Linkin Park. It's actually Linkin Park. I don't really know. Whatever. Yeah, and to be honest, maybe because I know so much of the story now, it's not as interesting as the first time I watched it. Or, sorry, not watched it, listened to it. But, still good. So if nobody, it's the Pope, oh, where are they? Are they behind? Are they on the side? Oh, I think they're on the side, it's fine. So yeah. That's what's going on with that. I don't think I've actually prefaced what this video is, but this video is kind of like a little, nobody cares, but I'm doing it for myself, and hopefully it will hold me a little bit accountable. But it's like a mundane week in my life kind of thing. So just like a little cheeky, not really doing anything, like just doing normal stuff. Like there's nothing out of the ordinary that we're doing. And then I'm going to be able to look back and see what it looks like. Yeah, so that's it. I think I'm just going to be randomly popping in with a little segments of chat, but a lot of it is probably just going to be B-roll of me like doing normal things that I do day to day, and then like adding like subtitles or something, which is quite time consuming, so I hope you appreciate that I might talk a little bit more than you would expect just because I don't want to do the subtitles. Yeah, so from a work perspective, I feel, sorry, my lisp came out again. I feel like, I think I've mentioned before, but I work in like clinical trials for cancer, and I've recently moved back to a previous team, but in a different role, but in a different role, and that is working on the brain portfolio. So it's pediatric brain cancers. The trial I'm working on is a multi-arm international trial, so it's not just in the UK, it's like internationally as well, and we're like basically making sure that the trial is being adhered to the protocol and making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Today we had a trial steering committee meeting, which is basically a few people talking about whether the direction of the trial is going in the correct way. But we have to appreciate the fact that COVID was a major component in this, so we haven't had there's a lot of factors to consider in regards with the recruitment and stuff within the trial. But what I thought was interesting is that people might want to know about, because a lot of people don't know this, and then they get put in the position where they're in the future or whatever, like they know someone or like whatever that's affected by cancer and they don't understand. But there's constantly trials happening, and they're all happening simultaneously and for different reasons, but trials take a really long time, often more than 10 years, to collect all the data that you want, and that's just usually one phase of the trial. So we'll have like different phases, you have phase 0, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, like whatever for these medications or trial treatments. It depends whether you're using like what type of trial it is and what you're looking at. So whether you're looking at an investigation of a medicinal product, whatever, or whether you're looking at a device or like whatever. I'm personally working on investigational medicinal product trial, so I know a little bit more about that side of it currently. But one interesting thing to note is that apparently there has been studies done which actually say that people, particularly children, do better on trials than not on trials. So I just thought that was really interesting to note, that because you've got to remember, when you put on a trial, you don't necessarily get the investigative treatment. You might get the standard of care treatment, which is what is already offered, because most of the trials, that particularly the one I'm working on, we're looking at whether the investigative treatment is better than standard of care, because we're always comparing what we're doing to standard of care, with possibly the hopes in the future that if the new treatment is better, then that new treatment will become standard of care. Now, when you're working on an international trial, everybody's got different opinions, and people have opinions within countries as well, but it's more notable in international trials because different countries will license different products and medication and stuff like that, and then have different views. So for example, people are currently debating the use of sodium thiosulfate, which I'm now going to refer to as STS, in cancers, and trying to decide whether it's appropriate to be doing that, particularly in metastatic diseases. So if you've got high risk diseases, or metastatic means cancer that has spread, so it's not just localized to one area, because there's somewhat of a belief, due to a paper that was published, which I haven't personally read it yet, I'm trying to find it, but a paper that is potentially flawed, that talks about STS being more of a protector of the tumour. Maybe, nobody really knows. So then there's different countries have different ideas, apparently in Toronto they're quite behind the use of still using STS, whereas in the US they do not use, and have actually said, so the FDA have licensed the drug, because STS is a drug, all these treatments are drugs, is to be noted, but they've licensed STS by the FDA, which has its own things, but they haven't licensed it for metastatic disease. So people are like, well, should we be using it, should we not be using it, whatever. Differing opinions. There's been in Europe, no final decision has been made yet, but I think so far in Europe the general consensus is that it should be up to the investigator whether they feel like the use of sodium thiosulfate is necessary, and patient preference, which can bring in a whole other thing, because I guess if you're in that position as a parent because I work on a pediatric trial, but even as an adult, if you're an adult with cancer and can make decisions for yourself, that's quite a lot of pressure to be deciding whether you want to be taking the medication. So just giving a little bit of an insight into one of the things I've been thinking about today. Another thing is PVT volume and whole blood volume in radiotherapy. I'm still confused about it as well. Don't ask. Ooh, almost dropped everything. Don't mind my questionable outfit. Hold on, one sec. Oh, flipping out. What the flip am I doing? Someone's made a mess in here. It really irks me. Don't mind my, you can't really see, questionable outfit for the gym, but these needed washing anyway, so I was like, oh, I'll just chuck on this like really green card. It is what it is, you know? So today, you know that whole time I've not been recording? That's so annoying. It's probably not annoying for you. For you, it's good because now I can just summarize it. I was saying that I look obnoxious in this outfit. Sorry for that. Second of all, I'm not a gym girly, so don't come for me, okay? But I basically do push Monday, pull Tuesday, Wednesday, some form of just like cardio. That's usually my run day. Zombie run, sometimes not, it's up to me. Then Thursday I do legs, Friday I do full body, and then on weekend I do whatever I want. Usually it just ends up being cardio, but sometimes I'll box, sometimes I do like a workout video. Okay? Just don't come for me. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to warm up first, then currently I've been warming up on the stepper like 10 to 15 minutes on the stepper. Then I'm do the thing, then I'll walk afterwards because I still do cardio on push-pull leg day, okay? That's all you needed to know. I'm not feeling too well still. You don't care. This is the light I chose to use rather than using these lights. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm already annoyed that I had to re-record this. Ha ha ha. Am I watching old Stephanie Sue videos? Oh, yes I am. While I'm doing my skin care. It's currently, what time is it? 7:54. I'll let you in on a secret because this will be coming out much later. We're trying to organise a trip for our moms. I'm talking me and my mom's sister. Daughters. I'm trying to organise a trip as like a I'm actually not really sure what it's for, like a collective birthday / Christmas gift, and so we're planning to do like a weekend away after Christmas, but we're just trying to find the nice Airbnb, and my cousin were like, yeah, dates are fine, first one is nicer but more expensive further away with one less night, second one is still nice closer and we get an extra night, but then she's like, but the first one was really nice, so I think she wants the first one. I'm just going to say I'm happy with whatever you both think. I'm not sure if you can hear any of this clip, and I'm really apologetic about my cough. But I was just coming on here to say, drink your water, don't forget to moisturise, and get some fresh air. And I'm going to try this week to get a few more walks in, try and get my steps up. I can check my steps for today.
Why am I still whispering? I've closed all my rings, but my step count is 8,318. So I'm gonna need to do a little bit more on that front. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna do my skincare now. What was just read? Oh, my watch. Sorry, I was just checking my batteries. I'm gonna do my skincare. I've taken my clothes out for tomorrow. They're over there. It's quite early, so I might do a little bit of video editing. Sorry, you don't need to know this, but I think because of the cold weather, I got this like horrible like dry patch in the corner of my lips, and it's really annoying. And yeah, that's about it. And then I'm gonna try and go to sleep at like 10, so that when I wake up at 6 it's not as jarring. But let's see how that